Welcome back, Hodlers. Today we're going to be talking about Cardano, some exciting news happening on Cardano, what's coming for Cardano, some exciting countries that might be in the talks with Cardano, but we're going to go ahead and get all into that. But before we do, go ahead and give me a like, really helps share these videos out. Also, I'm still trying to grow out this YouTube channel, so any engagements really help out the growth. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. The first article is going to ruffle some maxi feathers, and you know what? I'm okay with that. Don't get me wrong. I love Bitcoin. I have Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin is going to be the financial future in terms of store of value. But we do see El Salvador has plans to issue a stablecoin. They discussed that the El Salvadorian president has actually had meetings with some of the representatives from Algorand, Cardano, and WizGuard. So we could actually be seeing these talks come into play. Now, I don't want to hype it up too much because talks are talks until a deal is struck. But ultimately, this could be hugely bullish on where Cardano is going to go. If it is able to hold a legal tender in something like El Salvador and other South American countries, it could be very good for the longevity of where Cardano and ADA is going to go. But very interesting stuff. It's exciting to see that being in play, especially when Cardano is working on so many humanitarian efforts, bringing services to the unbanked in the continent of Africa. Now, on this same token, MSN Money has actually dubbed Cardano the strongest year-to-date performer, which I think it is, hands down. I remember buying Cardano at around 3 cents, which has been incredibly good. They do mention that long-term holders of Cardano, so the ADA ticker, have seen great returns over the first half of 2021, despite the rapid sell-off in most digital assets in the past few weeks. Year-to-date, ADA USD is up 610%. So if you put away around $1,000 USD, you would now have $7,100. So a huge increase for Cardano already, even through the downturn, which goes to show how much support this altcoin really has. And really, we don't have a mainnet live in terms of Alonzo. We don't have the smart contracts. It's not fully done. We still have things coming into play. So there's a lot more that's going to be coming onto the Cardano blockchain. They basically talk about how they found that other altcoins are definitely alternative investments, and I do think that people need to look at that. Now, I understand people's hesitance to move from Bitcoin. I totally get it. But when you're looking at some cryptocurrencies, you don't need to throw them all out with Dogecoin, right? Dogecoin's a meme, but if you look at Cardano, fundamentally what it's doing, it's going to improve the infrastructure of the financial world in the future. So I'm hugely bullish on where Cardano is going to go. And of course, a lot of people have complaints about how fast things move with Cardano, but it's a peer-reviewed process. We talk about it all the time. Charles Hoskinson did say, I think this week here, everything is looking pretty good, looking like it's on schedule. The application backend is on schedule, the wallet backend is on schedule, and we have a working Alonzo node. So a lot of things are coming for Cardano. The last bit of news that I wanted to get into, Cardano is preparing for a web mobile integration. We already knew that this was coming, but it's good to see finally that news is coming out. I think Charles had mentioned this specifically on his live stream. So seeing this, seeing Cardano having the mobile platform and the mobile infrastructure is going to be big, because if you think of the normal population of the world, and I say that not in terms of North America, so take yourselves out of your cushy little bubbles, North America, or any well-developed country, and everyone has personal computers. Everyone else in the world usually has some sort of smartphone, whether it be a cheap smartphone, whether it be an iPhone, depending on where they're from, what their family's capability of affording that phone is. But regardless, a smartphone in itself isn't all that expensive. Some smartphones, I believe, can go fairly low. Now, they're not good, but they can run just basic stuff, and they can easily run a decentralized payment app with Cardano. So just think of the power of what that is. It's basically taking the banking service and putting it in everyone's hand. And if you want to compare that with any type of technology, think of the same way with the internet. At one point, you had to go to the library. You had to buy a personal computer to get onto the internet. Now you just have your phone, right? A lot has changed since we have our phone at our power. I say this a lot. I traveled to BC. Argumentatively, the most important tool that I had with myself was my phone, not my car. So very interesting thing to think about. Of course, where Cardano is going to go is going to be huge. So let's talk about where Cardano is right now. Now, there was an article, I believe I read on it, and they were saying, oh, well, Cardano broke up above the RSI because they're kind of measuring it like this. And like, yeah, I guess so. But at the same time, you could be just off on your measurement. You can't rely on something like that, because look at the fallacy that happened there. He's thinking that, it's going to come up, it's going to break out, and obviously it's not. Now, that being said, it doesn't mean that we're not going to go up to the uptrend. A lot of people are saying that this could potentially have been our bottom. So I'm going to talk about Cardano, where it might go, as if this was our bottom. Now, keep in mind, big disclaimer here, I am not saying this is. I think personally Cardano still could wick down to some low lows below $1, maybe 93 cents, maybe even 90. But I don't think much further than that, pending some sort of massive capitulation event. But for this video, we're going to be talking about if this is the bottom, or when Cardano in the crypto market recovers, where could Cardano go? And I think in short order, we would most likely see Cardano in short order. And I'm not saying by the end of a bull market, but when the bull market re-engages, Cardano would get bullish again at around the $2.50 mark. Now, the reason why I'm basing it off of is because of the previous all-time high, and we've always struggled to get back to all-time highs in the past, and usually done more than that. Now, it does look like this structure here is a more exaggerated structure of one of these, but I do think Cardano is going to make a similar move. Now, why do I think that? Because Cardano has a lot of support here, and when Cardano is at your bottom, or when anything is at its bottom, there's only one place to go, and that's up. And the same rule goes for the other way around. When something is at its top, there's only one place to go, of course, which is where we are now. But could Cardano be at its bottom? And I do think that once Cardano does rebound, it will make its way back up to its all-time highs. By the end of the bull market, that's a completely different deal, especially I personally think a lot of my price targets that I've been committing to before, and even with other videos, I think they're going to be blown out of the water depending on how long this market cycle goes. So the longer the market cycle goes, the higher the price could be. And of course, I don't think the market cycle's over. I just think that we have entered a bearish trend within the bull part of a market cycle. Now, ADA USD has basically held its February targets, so we're still at a good price target for Cardano, but it's basically held that the entire way. And a lot of people were really bored about Cardano over here, basically saying, oh, it's not doing anything, it's not doing anything. Well, none of them are complaining now, because arguably your investment has done great throughout this whole dip. Everyone else is seeing massive losses, and you're basically trading level. So very good. Cardano at the $1.20, $1.50 stablecoin. So very good for Cardano. Now it is trading level for the USD, but it was also trading level for Ethereum. That being said, it has recently broke out. Whether or not this is something for Cardano specifically, or EIP news kind of affecting this price, but we do see Cardano kind of breaking through and making its way down on a downtrend for Ethereum. But we'll see if it bounces back up, if Ethereum drops, or if Cardano makes a run. And Cardano has consistently been going down to ADA BTC, but it has had a glimmer of hope. So we will see if Cardano can make its way back out of this. I do think that when everything re-engages, it's going to be Bitcoin that runs first, just like any other bull market, and then altcoins will follow. So I do expect that this will go down before it goes up. But what do I know? I'm just a TA guy, just not a financial advisor, just saying. But that's it for Cardano. I truly believe that Cardano is going to at least get back to its all-time highs. Now, in terms of when, I'm not quite sure. Like I said, when the bull market re-engages, if we're at our bottom, we could see an uptrend. But most likely we will see all-time highs at some point coming through for Cardano. If you did like this video, go ahead and give me a like. It really helps support the channel. Subscribe for more crypto news and content. And of course, happy hodling.